Hey friends, welcome back to the Homeowner Hotline, where we keep it real, keep it smart, and help you build wealth through real estate without confusion.
And without signing your life away on a contract you didn't read. Because, baby, some of y'all just are clicking sign like it's an iPhone update.
Stop. Why is that so accurate?
It is.
Today, we're breaking down something that can literally save you thousands, as is versus standard contracts here in Florida.
Yep. Lots of people we know has asked questions, especially on the selling side. They get confused.
Yes.
So, why does this even matter?
Let's start here. Both contracts are legally binding. Once you sign it, you're in it, guys.
Yeah, like locked in. You're in it. No casual exits unless your contract gives you one.
And the biggest difference between these two are how do you get out if something goes wrong?
Right. This is where it becomes most important, I would say, on what contract you signed. So, let's go over the contracts. Plain English. As is contract.
So, what it really means, the seller is basically saying, I'm not promising to fix anything, but you can fully inspect and decide if you decide what you want to do.
Right. So, it offers more buyer protection, like a buyer safety net. You can cancel for any reason during your inspection period. Get your full deposit back, and there's no need to prove that anything's actually wrong if you want to back out.
Let me say this clearly, guys. This is not about the seller doing nothing. This is about you having control over the exit door, and that's very important.
Yeah, like you hold the power here, which super important.
So let's get real. Foundation's cracked, walk.
Yep.
Roof is shot, walk.
Yep.
Something feels off, walk.
Yeah, exactly. You're not stuck.
You're not stuck.
Which is important to know. Where the standard contract, conditional protection, we can say.
Now, this one sounds safer on paper, but the seller agrees to maintain the home and fix certain issues. But now we enter a negotiation territory.
Right. And I mean, don't get me wrong, both contracts have negotiation happening in them. Like for the as is, you can negotiate if the roof is at the end of its life, you can negotiate that to maybe a credit towards the end of closing to repair.
There's a bajillion ways to fix things with an as is.
Yeah.
And the great thing about the as is if you don't like something, you have that 5, 7, 10, 15 day.
However your inspection period, however long. Yeah.
It depends on what you're inspecting too. So like I like to say if it's like well and septic added onto it,
yeah,
shoot for a 10 or 15 day.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's more people you have to get out to do those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So buyer protection, you can still get inspections on the standard contract, but canceling isn't always clean cut.
You may actually have to prove there's a problem, request repairs, and then wait for the seller to respond to you.
Right. So the homegirl breakdown here, this turns into, is this repair required? Are we in breach? Are we about to lose our deposit?
Real talk, it's not structured, but also more restrictive.
Yeah, for sure. So overall, I would say the as is kind of a safer play.
It is. And
for buyers,
I would encourage you to do as a real estate agent is I would have, especially if you're a first time home buyer, sit down with your agent and go through every section of the contract and get an explanation of what every section means.
Right. All right. And with that, we'll take a really quick break. We'll be right back. Okie dokie. So let's get down to it. What the contract actually says.
All right. Let's tie this together with what the contract actually says, minus the legal headache.
Yeah, please.
So as is, you have X days to inspect. So once the contract is executed by both parties, meaning that all parties agree and everybody has signed, you have X days to inspect, maybe 5, 7, 10, 15, whatever we've discussed. You can cancel for any reason during that time.
Yep.
The seller does not have to fix anything if they don't want to.
Right. And that's where the as is, as far as the selling side, comes into play, I feel. It's their choice.
Correct.
Typically, yes, they will negotiate and certain things will be fixed, especially 4-point issues.
Correct, because it prevents the buyer from getting insurance.
And then they also have to disclose those after.
That's correct.
The house
Yes,
goes
they
back
do.
on. So, translation of that stuff would be check it out, and if you don't like it, you can leave.
Perfect. So let's go over standard. You can inspect. The seller agrees to repair up to a certain limit,
Right,
a
which
dollar
I think is
amount limit.
huge.
Yes.
Yeah.
If it's over that limit, now we have to negotiate those things.
Yeah, and that's where things on this contract can get messy because
Yes.
now actual dollar amounts are involved versus, hey, this electrical breaker is double tapped, or hey, this toilet needs caulking on the bottom. Like
Correct.
actual money.
And they actually do prevent people from getting insurance. So
Yeah.
if the seller doesn't fix it and they go back on the market, they now can only accept cash because they can't get insurance.
Correct. Unless they fix all those items
Correct.
anyways.
Yes. So it does make it a little sticky,
Yeah.
and it does make the seller want to work with you.
Right. But
But-
so the translation for the standard, we're gonna try to fix this, but we might fight about it first.
Yeah.
Which no one feels
Break
like
out the
doing
box,
that
the
really.
boxing gloves.
Yeah, for real, right? Ding ding. All right. Next, let's move on to a side by side. So we're gonna kind of, let's say, for example, a feature cancel during inspections. Can you do it on the as-is contract?
Yes.
Can you do it during the standard contract?
It's conditional.
Yeah. Deposit protection for as is.
It's pretty strong.
Yep. And for the standard contract,
Situational based.
yep. Let's get into repair obligations for the as is contract.
They're not required.
Hence as is for
Correct.
the seller side. For the standard contract,
They're often required.
yeah, and so I guess with the standard contract, you at least know some of the repairs will
Mhm.
definitely be done.
Yes.
It just depends on the dollar amount and what exactly. Eventually, you have to come to an agreement of some sort, but so buyer flexibility on the as-is contract.
It's pretty high, actually.
Yeah, I would say so, absolutely. And then for the standard contract,
It's lower because, you don't have that window of time to cancel.
right. So your risk of getting stuck in the as-is contract
It's
is
low.
right, and then the standard contract,
It's higher.
I would say super high.
So I want to just touch on sellers actually think that the as is contract means that they don't have to
as is.
as is. I'm not doing
Right.
anything.
And like as we mentioned, that is an option. That's definitely an option.
It's
They
an
don't
option.
have to.
No, they don't have to. They can offer if it's things that even a cash transaction is going to want to do an inspection most times.
At least a 4-point.
But what I said earlier was if the seller does not make the repairs, we said that you have to then in turn disclose
when
to
the
the
house
next
goes back on.
buyer.
Yeah.
And if it's 4-point items, it prevents the next buyer from getting insurance.
Yeah, and it prevents anyone from getting insurance, really.
Well, hopefully the seller's not going through a renewal during that time.
Yeah.
I actually just had my father-in-law.
Mhm.
He had to have a 4-point inspection for his homeowner's insurance. He had to renew,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, "Oh no, it's time." So now that's changing. Things
Yeah.
are getting a little more strict, but
Yeah.
the seller is not going to want to just go back on the market. If it's, within reason, they're going to want to make those repairs.
Right. Absolutely.
And they're going to want to stay under contract. Because if, you see a house go back on the market in 5
Everybody's
days,
like, "Ooh,
what's wrong with it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was the only inspection window."
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, another one offers freedom, I would say.
And that's the as is.
Right.
The other one is structure with a little less stress or a little stress attached to it.
Yeah, I would say a lot of stress added to it. I mean, don't get me wrong, the as is, as long as the seller's willing to, I just have a first-time home buyer under contract, and to my surprise, the seller agreed to fix every single item we requested. That does not usually happen on an as is.
No, it does not. But
Like I'm talking gutters and everything. Everything's being fixed. It was
You're very lucky.
I had to sit down.
Something right you did. But no, and I think that, and look, I've been doing this quite a while, and so have you. I've not had, other than one person, come to me and say, ask me the difference in the contract and know that there's actually 2 different contracts we can use.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. I feel like everyone just thinks as is the contract.
That's not true.
No one, I'm saying I feel like everyone thinks that.
I've actually seen where listing agents will say that the standard contract is the only one they'll accept.
Really?
Yep. That kind of would throw a monkey wrench at me and go, what's wrong with this property?
Oh, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like it would change, because before you go on your contract, you usually ask some questions like, what's the most important thing to the seller? So you know how to kind of get your offer to be one that's at least a front runner.
Yeah.
So that would also change your thought process as to like, well, now I need to ask how much are your sellers willing to pay for repairs if any are found,
or if the seller is willing to give a home warranty.
Yeah, something. Yeah. It would definitely make me think twice. But so let's get into the truth that nobody explains.
So as is equals freedom plus control. Standard equals structure and potential headaches.
Lots of them. But here's the catch.
Okay, give it to us.
Even with an as-is contract, if you ignore inspections, downplay issues, or miss your deadline,
you can still end up stuck, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. The contract protects you.
But only if you use it.
Yeah, exactly. And contracts have deadlines.
So as we
no matter which one,
school, time is of the essence.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
So if you're going under contract, ask your buyer agent for a critical dates checklist. Yep. So when your inspection period is up and you shouldn't be holding your agent accountable, but if you should know when it is, and you should know whenever you should be signing something if there's repairs to be fixed.
I will say, so like I'm under contract right now, just went under contract this past couple of days, and I have been on the phone with my buyers every day. Hey, this is what you have today. Hey, this is what you have tomorrow. Hey, this is what's coming up. Hey, this is when everything's done. Like making sure that they're fully aware of everything that's happening, when anything's due, the earnest money, all of that stuff.
Well, everybody needs to stay on track.
Yeah, for things to go according to plan and timelines. So, all right, let's get into some of the biggest mistakes that buyers are making.
So thinking as is means no inspections. That's not true.
No, everyone is entitled to an inspection.
That is correct. Whether you're cash, conventional, FHA, VA.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pink, purple, whatever.
Missing inspection deadlines.
Yeah. Again, deadlines, no matter what contract, you have a deadline, you have to abide by it. Super important. You don't want to miss that inspection deadline.
And just a great tip, because I actually had this happen to me. You want to put, my agent, colleagues out there, you want to put your inspection request on an ICR or an addendum. They don't go in an email.
No, that's not a legal document.
No.
You can talk about things, but please make sure you put them on some sort of legal form.
I actually had that happen.
For real?
Yes, I'm not joking.
Gosh.
I can show you the email.
Oh gosh.
And he was a brand new agent. It was I mean, we walked through it together, but yeah. He just didn't know.
Well, bless his heart.
Assuming sellers have to fix things. They don't.
Nope. As we mentioned, they don't.
But I think that's where you get a good strong agent that reminds the listing agent that, hey, and listen, most listing agents know, and they tell their seller, hey, we either fix it for this buyer or the next buyer, or we can go to cash and it has to be closed.
Yeah.
So,
yep. I think this one's a big one. Letting emotions override logic.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a pretty big mistake. You really need to make sure your head is in the right space when you're going through with these types of things, as hard as sometimes it may be.
And my favorite, not reading what they signed. That's a real thing.
Does anyone
Yeah.
Have you?
Let me say it louder for the people in the back. Not reading what you signed.
Yeah.
If you are
Or
signing,
at least if you're not reading it, because it's a lot of verbiage, a lot
it
of
is, but
at least have your agent exactly.
break it down.
Yes, we are more than happy to sit on the phone with you, sit next to you, whatever, and go over on like a high level what everything is you're signing.
Yeah.
Because you need to be aware of, in some regard, of what you're signing. Please. Please don't just keep clicking through.
No, and there's a couple spots on the contract, I mean, that, and I've had this happen too, where agents hide things. Like,
oh, yeah.
but I always have people initial next to it because I know that they've seen it. And
Right.
we can never go
So
back
you,
and
like,
say we
can
did it. But
acknowledge,
yeah,
yeah.
but no, you need to read every single page, go over every page.
Yeah, especially when it comes to, you're closing, you're under contract and certain personal property items are being left with the house.
Yeah.
Sometimes people overlook it.
They do. So let me leave you guys with this. Everybody hears as is and thinks it's risky. But for buyers, it's actually one of the most safest contracts out there because it gives you something most contracts don't: a clean exit with your money in hand and protected.
The problem isn't the contract.
It's not. It's when buyers don't use their inspection period like the power move it's supposed to be.
Right.
I remember when the contracts got changed a couple of years ago. It's been a minute.
How many years?
It's been over 4.
I was just gonna say at least 4.
Over 4.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So that right there was a word.
Yeah. Just a smidgen.
Yeah.
Guys, if you learned something, send this episode to a friend who's thinking about buying because this can save you thousands.
And thousands. And maybe a little stress on top of it, save you from a couple of those sleepless nights that sometimes come along with purchasing or selling a home. We try to help avoid that, but just in case.
Staring at the ceiling thinking about, am I going to have to,
Do you know I woke up in the middle of the night last night because I had a dream my buyers forgot to make their earnest money deposit.
Oh my God. So we stress about it too.
First thing I did, 8 o'clock this morning. Good morning, just checking in. Title reached out to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. All right, guys.
And with that,
I'm your host, Yasmin Fields.
And I'm your homegirl, Jennifer. And we'll see you next time on
the Homeowner Hotline.
Have a good one, guys. Until next show.